Hi, I'm Mariah.
And I'm Megan. And this is Wild. On tonight's episode of This Is Wild, it's the pilot episode, the beginning of it all. So we're going to take it back to the beginning of it all.
So, I'm Mariah. I'm a cinema studies major. I'm a junior, I'm a film minor. I'm the captain of the cheer team. Shout out PC Cheer.
I'm Megan. I'm double majoring in cinema studies and playwriting screenwriting with a minor in arts management, and I don't play sports.
First, we are going to shout out the film program because we both applied, but neither of us got in.
Yeah,
so that's our first shout out of the day. So here we are, cinema studies majors, and it sucks.
That's why we have the notebooks, because now we get to write down all of our hopes and dreams instead of make them.
So this is wild. You know, my number one catchphrase since I was like really young has just been like, "That's wild," or like, "That's wild." Like, some, you know, in any tone of voice, just everything's wild. And so I started vlogging one day, and I said, I'm gonna call this Is Wild. And it was like a summer night, I was hanging around the fire with my friends, and I picked up my phone and I said, on tonight's episode of This Is Wild, and then I shared this crazy story that happened to me. All my friends just like stared at me. I said, and that was wild, and then I just like stopped.
And this was on Snapchat, because Vine, R.I.P.
Vine had already died.
Yeah.
So this is how intense my vlogging was. My friend from home, shout out Maya, sent me this bowl that says, "This is wild," because that's how often I made these vlogs at home. So typically, we're going to share a wild story, and we're going to maybe do some like challenges from like old school YouTube challenges.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have guests. But for this show, since it's the introduction, we're going to tell the wild story of like when me and Megan first became friends.
But we're like true friends now. Like we went to Binghamton together.
Like
we did a road trip.
Shout out Lexi.
And Cassidy.
Yes. Any cinema studies majors in this room? Woo! Why would you be, right? So, if you are a cinema studies major, you know about the majors exam. If you fail said majors exam, you get kicked out of the major. As if Purchase is that bougie to kick anyone out of anything. One day, in Intro to Cinema 2, because our Intro to Cinema 1 teacher didn't tell us, by the way, about this majors exam.
And this goes to our second shout out for Kartik Nair.
Kartik
Nair, if you're watching, you're probably not.
Anyway, so Kartik is just like, hey guys, your majors exam is in like 2 months. You know how many films are on this packet?
There were like about 75.
I would say 110. I counted. 110 films on this packet. You want to know how many films are on the test? 4. So we're at the library for like 17 hours, maybe more, studying for this majors exam. And we're just sitting at this round table in the basement of the library. Shout out library. And Megan, she's like staring off in the distance, and she's like,
we're in the silent, like in the basement. The silent part.
We're like, she's staring off in the distance, and I'm like, you good? And she goes, who's that person? And Abby and I are like, who? And Megan's like, oh, I guess no one's there.
So this time, there's a man in a blue flannel shirt. And this is like May. It's like 80 degrees.
Okay, so Megan clearly was imagining people.
Yeah.
And then we're just like, all right, like that's weird that she saw a person that doesn't exist, but like we have to study, so we're not going to care about her
I thought they went down the next
mental health.
aisle. Like I'm not going to think too much about it.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep studying. And all of a sudden, I just like stop breathing. Like, I'm like gasping for air, but nothing's happening. And Abby and Megan,
we're just like looking at Mariah, like, are you okay? And
they like, we weren't that good of friends yet. So they were like, I guess like whatever, like she's not breathing, okay.
You were like, oh no, it was Abby. Abby had like heart palpitations too.
Oh, yeah, her like heart was stopping and I was hyperventilating and Megan was just like, yeah.
So we decided to like take a break around like 9 o'clock at night. We're like, let's go to the hub and get some like classy snacks. So of course I got the red Doritos. So then we had like, we ran to a few peeps and like had some like awkward conversation as you do after being in the library for 5 hours. And
also when you go to Purchase, you're probably awkward. No offense.
Yeah. That's okay. And then we go back to the same spot and I start staring out into space again. And I'm like, guys, this is scaring me now. Because the next guy I saw walking towards us was a man in a red flannel shirt, like again, like long sleeve, and he wasn't there. Like I looked down and I looked back up and he's not there anymore.
But you know, like you're either gonna get kicked out of your major or you're gonna be concerned that your friend's imagining people.
And so we were like laughing. Abby was crying. Someone was crying. Who was crying? You were crying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe all of us.
We were, yeah, at one point in time. And we see a friend, like one of like a mutual friend of ours, and they're walking up to us, and they're like, and I wasn't like super close with them because like a friend of a friend, maybe of a friend, and all three of us though knew him, and we're like, oh my god, what's up? And all he says was, can you guys shut up? Because we were in the silent part of the library, and it's finals week, and then we just kept laughing harder because I've never had someone just come up to me in like public to say shut up.
Yeah. That night I made a Finsta post, and I said, the library was whack, Megan was imagining people, my heart didn't work, Abby was having palpitations, we all cried. This guy asked me to send him nudes, and I said, I've been at the library for 10 hours straight. The only thing I'm sending you is, and then I put Z, 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 Z.
Yeah.
That is how Megan and I became friends.
But I have a different story. So, I thought of Mariah, a friend, before this whole situation, a good almost year beforehand, because it was the first week of freshman year. And if you're a cinema studies major, you have to take Intro to Modern Art. So anyway, I'm a nerd. You could probably pick that up. Well, I sat in like the first or the second row, and then the other 70 people in my class sat like in the back 2 rows. So there's like a good 5 rows of me just being like, I also was I accidentally matched with my professor one day.
On Tinder?
No, like clothes.
Oh.
Oh my god, no, like we matched like outfits. And so I'm sitting by myself, and she comes up to me, and she's like, hey. And this is like the first week of school, so like just like
She was like
just,
this.
Yeah, I was like.
Hi.
And Mariah goes, I need a pen because I forgot a pen. And immediately I think, I'm like, girl, it is the first week of class of freshman year. You're not even prepared for class. Like, bring a pen. I don't know, it's a pet peeve. I just like.
So nothing's
I think
changed.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll give you a pen because I'm a good person. And I go into my pencil case, I dig to the bottom of my pencil case, and I get like one that's like
This like broken number 2 pencil that's like this large.
like there's no eraser. I gave Mariah that pencil because I'm like, there's no way she's gonna return a pen. And if you know anything about me, I love my pens, especially the blue ones. So there's no way I'm giving my blue pens away. Turns out, she returned the pencil.
Turns out I'm not
She was
a
actually, she was actually like really. I like responsible, like is that, that's a good,
Actually.
yeah. And
Tell me how you really feel.
you were really responsible because most people just take the pen, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I knew then though, I'm like, if this girl ever asks me again for a pen or a pencil, I'm gonna give her one of those like pens that like you get from the career center. Like the ones that they just give you and you're like, oh, it's free or whatever. Like they don't work great, but I can give you
So
a
still
pen.
not worthy of a good one.
I can give
but a pen
there
for
are,
sure.
There are levels
Of
Mariah.
pens. So that's how we became friends
But yeah.
in Megan's eyes, but in my eyes, we really hit it off when she was imagining people and I was crying at the
But again,
library.
we've had so many good memories. What did we do? We have some parties. You come over my parties. We drove to Binghamton. We listened to Glamorous like 3 times.
Watched a lot of movies.
A lot of movies. She took me to Tully's one time. If you're in the
did.
Syracuse or Binghamton area, you know what I'm talking about.
Tully's.
Yeah.
So we're very excited for this season.
If you've got a wild purchase story, reach out. We might make an Instagram.
Also,
Who
if
knows?
you have a cool talent, like a wild talent.
Yeah, like
Like-
we'll bring this to like iCarly shit, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like if you know how to get like milk spewing out of your eyes, I don't want to see it.
This
but
is
maybe
the
we
show
can
for
air it.
you.
Yeah, definitely. Next episode that will have a very special guest and like a fun, or dare I say, wild challenge.
Come on, laugh.
You're a dork.
I'm very kind of funny.
But yeah, so I guess.
You know, I just want you all to have a wild night, to
And-
watch The Bachelor.
And have way too much fun because you have to make all your ordinary lives extraordinary. That's my motto. I feel like that's my motto for this year. It's like
My motto is just like, be wild, because
be wild.
What else
and
is there to
survive.
do?
Yeah. But yeah.
other than eat M&M's.
And so we hope you enjoyed the show and come back next time because that
was wild.